4 years ago this month, the little town of Greensburg, Kansas, was hit by a tornado nearly 2 miles wide. 205-mile-an-hour winds left 11 people dead and destroyed 95% of the town. Well, today, Greensburg is almost fully rebuilt. So we asked some Greensburg residents to tell us how they recovered and to give some advice to the people of Joplin, Missouri.
Oh my gosh.
This thing is huge. It has to be a mile across.
Got a call about 9:50 that the town had been hit.
Heavy rain, heavy wind.
We had the tornado just along Highway 183.
And that's when the pickup came into the basement onto my husband.
It's so terrible to think that something like that could happen, in a matter of 15 minutes, that your world can be turned upside down.
How do you start? You see our house, you wouldn't know how.
If you're looking at Joplin right now, the worst part's down there, that's what we look like. We're smashed and wrecked and the buildings were down.
Why do you rebuild a small town? Well, I tell people it's because it's our home.
We didn't give up. We looked for the future.
Our thoughts were, what's doable was how can we get school up and running for the next school year.
Look at everybody, this is exciting.
First day of school was awesome.
Within the first 6 months, we had already got all the debris removed. We had already started having public meetings in the planning processes, and we had a pretty clear direction of where we were headed.
I've always known that we would rebuild in some way, and to see us now 4 years, it's amazing, the transformation, and it makes me very optimistic for what we have in front of us in the future.
We did what we had to do and we're back.
As far as the eye can see, it is massive devastation. This tornado leveling 1/3 of this city.
We see pictures of Joplin, Missouri. It's emotional because you know what they're going through.
All of us are just almost physically sick looking at Joplin.
It's tremendous loss. You have your funeral going through the pile of rubble. And everything you look at, it brings back memories of lost pictures, lost family recipes, heirlooms that came down through generations of family that can't be replaced. But remember, it's just stuff.
1, 2, 3.
And you'll even learn that the pictures and things that you had, they're just stuff too. And it's way more important to spend time and care about those around you than any pictures or any of Grandma's faces that were in your house.
I love you.
I think we got.
All right, my dad. Have hope it will get better. It may not feel like it right now, but 4 years ago we felt the same thing. It will get better.
Eventually, you have more good days than bad days.
What is important, I think, is to be here right now and to show the whole world that you can come back, and it's not going to be easy, and there's times, years down the road, that it won't be, but it's all worth it.
We from Greensburg want to say, never give up hope.
And that was the one thing. You talk with a lot of people in Joplin, and they don't want to give up hope. You talk to people because it's just such mass devastation. Will you just leave, or will you rebuild? And everybody wants to rebuild there. And from what happened in Greensburg, Kansas, it's proof that an EF5, which wipes out everything, I mean, nothing stands a chance when you've got 200-plus-mile-an-hour winds. It takes some time, but you can bring it back. And they're thriving once again in Greensburg, and that place, it was 95% of that town was gone.
Yeah. And like in Greensburg, the people in Joplin know it may well happen again next year or next week.
Yep. That's the truth.